Well, again, thank you, everybody. Of the three worlds that Ernesto has presented, I represent the technical one. And I know that most of the times technical guys are a little bit boring, so we have made a special effort in order to make this presentation not so boring, in order to try to avoid you to get falling asleep. So let's go for it. I'm really excited today to speak about business agility in this Fintech meets Tech event by the hands of Tech Cargo. And why is that? Why is that I'm so excited about talking about this topic today? Because what I'm about to present you in the next 10 minutes, more or less, is a real pain point that most probably most of you are suffering in your businesses right now. No matter if you are entrepreneurs or you are company directors or you are employees, no matter. Because the paradigm, the problem is exactly the same for everyone. So let me explain a little bit what I'm saying. This is you, this represents you when you start your business, okay? No big deal. Everything is not so complicated because you know your stuff and there is no problem at this stage. But as long as your business is growing, you start to have more dependencies and more information going back and forth between all the parts involved in your business. Obviously, you need to control this communication, this information which is going back and forth between clients, between suppliers, between departments, whatever. So your first approach probably would be to go to the market and select a software that suits you. For example, an ERP, a CRM, or BBM, or something which is fitting in this business model that you have in mind. So that's great. But what happens if your business starts to grow? What happens if you rock your business and you start having more clients and more suppliers and more departments? Obviously, the more your business grows, the more complex is your business, the more complex is all the connection, all the information that is going back and forth between departments, between clients, between systems, whatever. So as you can see, the original software that you had selected or you have implemented for a very specific set of requirements is not able to manage all this mess of information. And even if you are able to tweak it a little bit, even if you are able to adapt it in order to, to get more boundaries, make it bigger, and control more about this mess, this system will not be never able to handle all this information. Okay? Fortunately, this is something that Tech Cargo leaders knew from the beginning. So they make a plan in order to avoid this problem to become a situation right from the beginning. So today, I'm here to explain you how did we help them with this approach. Okay? But before that, let me introduce myself. Alice has introduced me a little bit, but let me introduce me again. My name is Raul Diego. I'm the Chief Technology Officer of TechVCN. TechVCN is a software development company based in Barcelona. We were born like 10 years ago, a little bit more. And we are specialized in providing custom-made solutions for our clients. So someone could be wondering why Tech Cargo needs a particular software for them, why they need a custom-made software. Let's check it a little bit. Let's review all the process that Ernesto has explained just 5 minutes ago. First of all, Tech Cargo is assessing the opportunity of all the operations that the system is controlling. After that, they are making the assessment of the risk associated with those operations. And once the risk and the opportunity are identified, after that, they are evaluating the supplier in order to ensure Ernesto told us that they are meeting the quality and the quantity requirements. After that, and this is a very key point, they are managing the arrangement, the funding arrangement to financially support those operations. And finally, they are managing the logistics behind all this process. This is obviously not an easy process. So what we did? What we did is develop an online platform for Tech Cargo to cover all this process from the very beginning to the end. So coming back to our previous scenario, instead of trying to fit all this mess of information and all these connections and information going back and forth into a very specific software, instead of trying to adapt the business to a software, we have made just the opposite, just to adapt the software to cover every one of these flows and ensure that nothing is outside this scope. And this is the Cargo Online platform. So let me review, or let me show you a little bit what the Cargo Online platform is about. The Cargo, as told you, the Cargo Online platform is a custom-made solution which is 100% cloud. This means that we are taking benefit of all cloud potential in order to process all the information in the most reliable and scalable way. In fact, this scalability is something, this scalability with the adaptability that the cloud technology is providing to us is something key for systems like Tech Cargo. Why? Because from a technological perspective, you cannot know at the long term where the business is going to be, or at least the direction that the business is going to have in the long term. Maybe you are lucky, in the short term, you can predict more or less where the business is going. But in the long term, most probably, you won't. So the adaptability of the system becomes key in some systems like Tech Cargo. With the current setup and with the current resources assigned to the Cargo Online platform, we are able to manage more than 100,000 users at the same time, which from the current scenario is pretty good, or is more than enough. But again, as we are using cloud technologies, we could scale it easily and could serve even more users if it's required, and really easily because we are using cloud technologies. And from a technological perspective, we are using the latest technologies in the market available, which are Microsoft Azure and .NET in the back and React in the front, and not just the technology itself. Because we are using agile methodologies, we are able to provide to Tech Cargo new features, new complex features in a very short period of time, which is giving this adaptability and this flexibility that the Cargo needs in order to grow and to be continuously evolving, as Ernesto was explaining. So this is what the Cargo is doing today. So let's see what the Cargo is going to do in the next future. What are the next releases of the Cargo Online platform? What it's going to cover? Essentially, in our information workflow that we saw, the Cargo leaders have identified that we have 3 platforms that we need to communicate. So at some point, we will make it the integration with these 3 platforms. One of them is ShipGo. ShipGo, it's a platform that allows you to track the cargo in real time. So you know where in the supply chain is the cargo and where and when in real time. So this is an integration that is going to be really, really soon. After that, we are going to integrate with CargoX. CargoX is the first platform which is using blockchain technology in order to ensure that documents and titles are shared in the most secure and in a secure way in order to let people to really check that this transfer has been made effectively. And the Factor, which is an initiative regarding finance, which is going to be as well integrate it with the Cargo solution in the short term. So integrating these systems with Cargo will take the Cargo online platform to another level and will allow us to align the technology with the roadmap that the Cargo leaders have in mind. And this leads to the end of my presentation. So thank you very much. And if you have any questions,